Hey everybody, Jaspinko here with episode 2 of GeoFrauds Season 8. Before we get into today's GeoGuessr challenges, let's take a quick look at the leaderboard to see where we currently stand. Last week's challenge took us around a community world. While I was relatively happy with my score, given the strength of my fellow competitors at No Moving Games, I ended up near the bottom of the pack. Maybe this week will go a bit differently? As always, before we play the challenge that counts towards the leaderboard, we'll play a practice challenge on the same map. I put this week's practice challenge link in the video description in case you'd like to play along with me. Now let's get started. For week 2, we'll be playing on an arbitrary world with 90 seconds per round. Moving isn't allowed, but we can still pan and zoom. Let's get practicing. I don't really play the arbitrary maps outside of competitive settings, so I could honestly really use this warm-up game. Alright, here's our first location. We have dashed white lines on the sides of the road. We have wide white plates, so definitely European. Oh, here we go. We have some language, and there is the missing link. We have a .ro domain name, which will be in Romania. Yeah, I could see this being Romania. I guess they have wavy gates there. So let's throw the pin somewhere in Romania. I don't know where to begin with region guessing Romania. I do see some hills over this way to our south, so maybe we'll guess north of this mountain range. Let's go with this town right here. Okay, we were much further north in Romania, but it was Romania nonetheless, and honestly, getting the right country is probably all I can strive for on an arbitrary world. This is a notoriously difficult map, so I'll be happy with that 4456. Let's see where we end up in round 2. This feels like an American suburb if I've ever seen one. Look at these McMansions. No dumping. $2,000 fine. Road to continue in... Who knows? Who knows where the road to continue is? But look at these McMansions. They are positively grotesque. The dirt color here is pretty gray. There's not a whole lot of red to it. So I was thinking maybe North Carolina as a hedge, but North Carolina has pretty red dirt, so I'm gonna rule that out. Maybe this is just like, I don't know why I want to say Maryland, but I'm gonna say Maryland. Let's go somewhere out here in the suburbs in Maryland. It was actually Canada. I was afraid that might be the case. Not the US at all. They actually have McMansions up north too. We are in a suburb of Toronto. So those houses must easily cost upwards of $2 million if I had to guess. Oh well, 3,700 points. You can't win them all. Let's see if we can do at least that well in round 3. That's a tall order. This is a pretty rural location. There is no signs to read. We do have dashed lines on the sides of the road. Potentially a big beef cow hiding in the bushes, though why would there be a cow in the mountains? I'm not sure. Which way is the sun? The sun is to the south, so we are in the northern hemisphere. Then could this be the Pyrenees Mountains, perhaps? Let's throw our pin over here in northern Spain. It wasn't northern Spain, but in the context of the whole globe, that's a very similar landscape. It was southern France. Let's see if we can do at least that nice in round 4. A big, wide, open road. Why are there so many lanes out here? Is there this much demand for a massive highway? I can't quite read the sign, but based on what it looks like, I could see this being Turkey. This could be Turkey. Now, where in Turkey would this mountain range exist? I'm going to put my pin right there in north central Turkey. It was Turkey, but it was at an extreme location. It was all the way on the eastern edge of the country. Well, we did get the country right. We only got 3,000 points that round. Okay, and here is our 5th and final round. We're next to a big old tanker truck. And, oh, look at this. We're in a white pickup truck. Is this some of the newer imagery in Qatar, perhaps? I never studied this, so maybe it is. Let's zoom on in to this part of the world. Yeah, I think we'll just throw it on any old highway here that's going this direction. Now, this one matches up, the Doha Expressway. Yeah, let's go right there. Okay, it was UAE. So despite being in the wrong country, we actually ended up getting more points this round than in the Turkey round where we got the country right. So that is going to get us to a final score of 19,230 points, which honestly on an arbitrary world could be a pretty competitive score if this were the Real League Challenge. Now that we've practiced, let's play the Real League Challenge. Like before, I'll have 90 seconds per round and I won't be allowed to move from my starting location. I still don't quite feel warmed up enough for this, but there's no time like the present, right? Okay, I don't think any amount of warm-up could have prepared me for this. What the heck? We're on a beach. We're on a beach. The sun is to the north. And that's it. That's all we get. I don't see language. Maybe this is language. This could be language. This could be Sri Lanka? Yes. And there's a pole. I think this is Sri Lanka. As far as where in Sri Lanka this would be, it's on a beach. Can I tell which way the water is? I'm not sure what direction the coastline is, unfortunately, so I can't be precise in my guess here, but I'm going to put my pin in the middle of Sri Lanka and hope for the best. It was Sri Lanka, and it wasn't near the coast, so actually guessing near the middle was an excellent call. I got 4,800 points that round. I'm already doing better than I thought I would do in the league challenge, but I better knock on some wood so we don't screw it up here in round 2. Then we very well may do that. This feels like low cam to me. We feel very close to the ground. So I'm thinking there's a strong potential for Japan on this round. I'm not great at region guessing Japan though. So we'll just throw this somewhere in the mountains. I'm thinking more on the northern side of things than southern. So I'll maybe go up here near Fukushima. It was Japan, but it wasn't north of Tokyo. It was actually much closer to Nagoya. That being said, 4,250 is still a pretty good score for an arbitrary map. So if I can keep pulling off scores over 4,000 points, I think we'll do really well in the leaderboard this week. Let's see what happens in round 3. All right, we have an antenna. We're driving on the right side of the road because the antenna is on that side. We have a rift in the sky. Ooh. We have a rift in the sky, and this is absolutely not Senegal, so that means I think North Macedonia or Albania are the only other options for rifts. Now, which one do we go with? I'm going to kind of split the difference and go with Western North Macedonia, in case it is actually Albania. It was Albania. It was pretty much as far north as you can get on roads with street view in Albania. Still, 43-43 is over 4,000 points. I'm still very happy with that score. Let's see if we can get another score over 4,000 in round 4. Now we're driving on the left side of the road, and oh, I recognize these bollards. These are New Zealand bollards. This might be the name of the town that we're in. It's a very long name, and it starts with a W. I do feel like this is more North Island than South Island. I don't see towering mountains to our west, just rolling hills. So maybe about there would be... Oh, hold on. Mangaweka? No, stay there. Stay there. We're going to stay on North Island. It was North Island. It was on the northern side of the North Island, though. And that is the town name I was looking for. This was on the market on the horizon. Wakamarama. All right, I'm very happy I not only got the right country, but also the right island in this case. 44-45 is still a very respectable score. Let's see if I can pull off another round over 4,000 points here in round 5. That would get us to a total over 20,000, which is way better than I'd expect. Alas, we've gotten maybe our most difficult round yet here at the very end. We do have some dashed white lines on the road with a massive mountain to our northeast and some pretty flowery trees. Is this ever Norway, perhaps? I'm feeling Norway, but not particularly far north Norway. I think it'd be a more southern mountain down here. So let's send it in southern mountainous Norway. It was Norway, and we were actually very close to the coastline there. We were on a peninsula of sorts. And so my total score for the week was a very good 22,392. That's better than any practice I've ever had on An Arbitrary World, so I am ecstatic about that. Here's how everyone else did this week. Holzkopf took first place with 23,570 points, followed by the Suomi in second with 23,024 points, and Perderlot in third with 22,878 points. I picked up a few more points than last week by finishing in 9th place. When we add up the leaderboard points thus far, the Suomi maintains their early lead, while I've ascended a couple of ranks to 15th place. I hope you enjoyed today's challenges. Let me know in the comments if you ended up playing along with the practice challenge. I'd love to know how you did and which rounds you found to be the most challenging. Also, be sure to subscribe so you know when the next episode comes out. Until then, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again very soon.